Hello, welcome to Leaf Brothers TV. We're going to be talking about cutters today. Now, when we talk about cutters, there are several different kinds of cutters that we can use. 5 of which we are going to be talking about today are probably the 5 most popular cutters that you're going to see in the industry at cigar shops and humidors that you can buy your tobacco products from. What is the basic cutter? The cutter is basically the tool that allows you to get the cigar lit and be able to draw off the cigar. Now, the most common one that we will probably talk about today is the guillotine. The traditional guillotine was a single blade that would slice off the cap of the cigar. Now, if you go back into one of our other vocabulary term videos, we discuss what a cap is. It's the top piece of the cigar which holds it all together. Now, the single guillotine has only the one blade that slides back and forth. They have a secondary version of that is called the double guillotine, which comes in several different styles. You have the 2-finger guillotine, where you take your 2 fingers, slide them in, and cut from both ends of the cap using the 2 different cutters, or 2 different blades. I mean, these are fairly inexpensive. They can run anywhere from $1 to at your local cigar shop for a cheap plastic one, up to $20 or $30 for a metal one. Now, they also have different styles of the double guillotine. They have a spring-loaded one, which you can use. It's just easier to hold. It has a spot for your fingers to go. That kind of makes it more, gives you more force behind your cut so you can make it quicker and cleaner. The teardrop, again, spring action. It allows you to get a nice, clean, quick cut on it. So these are different guillotine cutters. Now, one of the new industry ones, it's called the perfect cutter. I mean, they've been around for a while, but they are definitely meant to take care of and create almost a perfect cut. It's almost like the double guillotine cutter, except there's a little piece of metal on the back side of it which stops the amount of cigar cap that can be processed and be cut off. By doing that, you're guaranteed to not have over penetration of your cap cut too far into the leaves and then have your cigar unravel on you. So a perfect cutter is basically a double guillotine cutter with a keep it simple stupid block on it so you can't go too far. Very good cutter for a new smoker that doesn't want to, that's not experienced in cutting their own cigars. Then you move on and you have the punch cigar, or punch cutter. These punch cutters are very nice, especially when you have box press cigars. All it is basically a circular blade that you push into the cap of the cigar, twist, pull out the cap, and it gives you a nice little hole to smoke through. Only downfall with this is if you use too much force, you can actually push and damage the cap. But this is one of the new cutters that is gaining popularity, especially with box press cigars. The newest part of the industry standard is the carried V-cut, or what was traditionally known as the cat's eye cut cigar cutter. This is becoming very common in the industry. Everybody's having them. It gives you a wonderful draw on a cigar, whether it's box press, just round, or if it's torpedo. I particularly love using these on torpedoes. They cut just enough of the cap off and it gives you just a nice hold for your draw. Now these are nice and smooth when the action comes, because again, they're spring loaded. The V-cut has a V-shaped blade which makes the V-shaped cut in the top of the cigar. when it gives you that cut and it's spring loaded, when you actually do that, it actually continues to sharpen the blade. So these should pretty much never go dull. Again, wonderful cutters to have. Again, this is more expensive. This is probably a $30 cutter. You can get them for $3, $4. But again, you're getting what you pay for. This one I would recommend, and we'll probably do a review video on these cutters at a later point. The last one, and what I think personally is the most difficult cutter to use, are the scissors. Some people are really good with them. I find them very difficult to use, and it could be because I don't use them all that often. This is the Payback Room 101 limited edition cutter, the bare knuckles. And these are formed so you can cut a smaller gauge cigar just like a pair of scissors. Cut the cap off. The biggest problem with this is you have to use a lot of force to get these to close, and when you spend more time cutting your cap of your cigar, the more likely you are going to be to damage your cigar. These are the 5 basic distinctions of cutters. They're all used in the industry. You can find them at any cigar shop that you go to. Most of these come the V-cut, especially you can even find tabletop versions of them. These are the cutters of the industry. When you want to smoke cigars, these are the different kinds that are available to choose. There are a few other odd and end ones, some that are almost like gag gifts, but for the traditional cigar smoker, these are going to be the typical choices that they have. Now, perfect V on the top of the cigar. Check out our review videos on the different cutters to see why the V-cut is my favorite. I hate when you say do that again because I don't remember. I know. It's coming out of my mouth. Doing it to you essentially. Like and share our videos. This.
You'll find out why I hate these things on the next episode. Cut it out.
If you want more of Leaf Brothers TV, check out leafbrotherstv.com where you can see articles, reviews, and all of our videos.